There's been so many negative comments directed at Sandy Munro. It's kind of nauseating, actually. They're everywhere. On his videos, on electric vehicle websites, just everywhere, claiming that he's this Tesla shill and he just loves Tesla and everyone else sucks, and saying he's this massive brand fan. Well, it turns out it wasn't really true. He's just bought another electric car, and it appears as though he's absolutely in love with it, as well as with his, and so is his wife. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. You're watching the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans. Great to have you here. I hope you've had an amazing year this year. You know, it's been some insane developments in the last week with LFP battery technology. Fortunately, well, Rivian is at least aware of them. It seems as though most of legacy auto is just completely ignoring what's happening, hoping that it will go away, hoping that it's all a nightmare and a bad dream, and they'll wake up from a bad dream and everything will be okay. It's not going to happen. But at least Rivian's saying, you know what, we want to get in on the action. We're going to do it too. So good on them. In addition to that, as I mentioned, Rivian also hired the former president of Magna Steyr, the president of manufacturing. That's who they need. Clearly, they have a lot of money. A lot of people saying, yeah, Rivian's got billions of dollars. They're fine. They're fine. Well, billions of dollars are getting spent very, very quickly at Rivian, and they're aware of that fact. So they've raised prices of their vehicles to make higher margins, because clearly margins are a sticking point. They're challenging. When you first start a car company, ask all the Chinese manufacturers, margins, yeah, they're going to be pretty much non-existent for a few years, but you've got to work towards getting there. Otherwise, you're just going to burn through your cash, and then where are you going to be left? Well, you're going to be left with not a lot. So Rivian's aware of that, and I like where they're going. That said, I bought some of their stock. A week later, I sold it at a 25% increase because, yes, I do think that what happens with that company, with Rivian, is a big unknown, big question mark. I agree with many of you there. However, you've got to say, the R1T, if you can get your hands on one, they are absolutely awesome, right? They're awesome. I know so many people here in Australia that want to buy one. That thing would sell, it'd probably be the best-selling car here in Australia, period, for our entire auto market, if it wasn't quite as expensive as it is. The price needs to come down a bit for that to happen, but still, people absolutely love it. And so it turns out to Sandy Munro. So maybe he isn't the massive Tesla brand fan, Tesla homer, Tesla shill that so many people are claiming that he is. Otherwise, why is he doing all this free marketing for Rivian when he actually bought the truck? It wasn't free. He had to buy it. They didn't just say, here you go, buddy, you can have this and just say great things about it and you can keep it. And that didn't happen. He actually bought it. So Sandy has published a new video highlighting his R1T and showing you how much him and his wife both love the car. In fact, they actually talked to his wife a fair bit, and she seems to be a big fan. So it's Sandy and Sue's truck, not just Sandy's, which I think is pretty cool.
Hey boys and girls, welcome back to Munro Live. Initially, we were supposed to get a Rivian and we were going to tear it apart, and I just couldn't do it. It came and we decided to keep it. So as you know, I'm kind of a Jeepster, and Sue liked the Jeep a lot. And but it was a hybrid, and it wasn't an electric vehicle, and we wanted an electric vehicle. So we kept the Rivian, which you can see in back of us. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about the Rivian. And so let's do the first thing, and that's walk up to it.
So in the episode, Sandy brings his wife Sue into the episode, which I think is a really good move from him, showing the family. And he actually explains that Munro Live had plans to get a hold of a Rivian R1T to do one of its teardowns. However, he doesn't want to do it anymore because he's so enamored with the truck that he doesn't want to take it apart. And so he's decided he's not going to do it. He's just going to keep it. So what he did is he sold his Jeep Wrangler 4xe plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, which I think was a smart move, so that this would become basically his primary car. Or I should say, to you Americans, his primary truck. Sorry, guys and girls. Now, apparently, Munro, Sandy and Sue, both the Munros, are big fans of Jeep, but they really wanted a fully electric vehicle. They really wanted a fully electric pickup truck. Sandy points out in the video that he's super impressed with what Rivian are doing, in spite of it being a very super low volume manufacturer in its early stages, and of course, in spite of it going through some real teething struggles at the start here. And clearly they are struggling financially. Well, when I say struggling financially, yeah, they've got a lot of cash in the bank, but they're burning through it really quickly. And they're aware of that. They're aware that they need to change what they're doing. The key reason why they've hired the former president of Magna Steyr. Not sure who Magna are. They are the biggest contract manufacturer of vehicles in the world. Well, outside of China, that is. Now, one of the things that Sue and Sandy noticed with their truck is the attention to detail that Rivian has gone to. All the little luxuries, all the little things that they've paid attention to. Oh, I've got to say, it is next level. If someone said to me, would you like to own a Lamborghini or a Porsche or the Rivian R1T? And you looked at both of them, looked at the details, you looked at the performance numbers, you looked at the experience, you looked at everything about them. I honestly, genuinely think the Rivian R1T is such a good car for the money. It really is. It's really like a super luxury pickup truck. I know it's expensive, but if you actually compare the dollar for dollar value you're getting in this truck compared to what you get out of, say, a Lamborghini or a Porsche, it really is next level. And I think that's what Sandy and Sue seem to be aware of. All the tiny little details that Rivian has gone to make this truck really the ultimate pickup truck. Whether or not that changes when the Cybertruck comes to market or when the Silverado EV comes to market, who knows? We'll see. Sue in particular seems to think it's really good value for money, even though it's extremely expensive. Points out that it's one of the most off-road capable new vehicles currently on the market. And so do the critics. The reviews have all said the same thing. It's the best off-road vehicle that many of them have ever actually tested. Now, Sue and Sandy also say it's unique in that while it feels like a comfortable luxury cruiser in just about every way, it's also delivering incredible practicality and capability of a hardcore off-road truck. That's not something we've ever seen combined before in the way that the Rivian R1T has combined it. In the past, Sue has actually told Sandy that the Tesla Model 3 is the best car that she's ever driven, period. Sandy seems to prefer the Tesla Model S more. But the new Rivian R1T may be the vehicle that tops that list now for both of them. They seem pretty enamored with it. I think it's good evidence that Sandy is the kind of guy who isn't just going to go and reward a company because he's a brand fan. He literally looks at what it is. He drives the thing and then he tells you his honest experience. And I think he's pretty honest. I don't think he's just the kind of guy who will say something because it's simply Tesla. Now, some people are claiming that Sandy's only saying this because he took a trip to the factory and they gave him priority service and gave him his truck, and they didn't give it to him though. You got to remember, he had to pay for the thing. So I don't think that's true. Now, I remember back when Sandy first looked at the Tesla Model 3.
Let's have a look. We're looking at the Tesla Model 3, the 21. And today what we're going to do is we're going to have a look a little bit at what's been happening with the body in white.
His biggest complaint was the rear undercasting of the Model 3. It had way too many parts. It was true. Tesla took note of that complaint. They changed it. It's now 3 parts, but soon it will become 1 part. Too many parts obviously leads to too much weight, too much cost, quality problems, structural rigidity problems, etc., etc. The improvements were great. He loved the fact that Tesla just said, you know what, Sandy, you're right. We need to change that. How do we do it? And they went and tried to do it. And they've done it. And they didn't just make one change. They made a number of changes, iterative changes over the course of the last year. So many people have been, Sandy Munro's essentially been a Tesla sales rep for the last few years. Remember, Tesla haven't paid him a single cent. Is he now a Rivian sales rep when Rivian haven't paid him a single cent? I don't think so. He just calls it how it is. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again on the next one. Bye-bye.